Fear, Issue 26. Adventure into fear with the man called Morbius, the living vampire. This is it, the end of the uncanny caretakers. Science versus sorcery in a battle to the death. A stillborn genesis. The Morbius thriller you dare not miss. Once, Michael Morbius was a world-renowned biochemist, dying of an unknown blood disease, and desperately searching for a cure. He found that cure, but in turn it afflicted him with a curse far worse than any possible disease. The curse of the blood-sucking night beast. The curse of the living vampire. Stan Lee presents The Man Called Morbius. Look upon your master, Morbius, and prepare to die in the cause's apotheosis. Yes, vampire, know that your death is my ascension to godhood. Savor this last moment of your life, and use it to gaze upon the assembled minions of hell. They are Daemon's acolytes, my acolytes in a new order of life on earth, and it is the bloody release of your life energies which will enable them to pierce the final dimensional veil between earth and hell. Then shall Daemon unite with his acolytes in a sprawling orgy of death and damnation. You're mad, Daemon, utterly insane. A stillborn genesis. The maniacal words reverberate harshly in the vapor-swirled night, and Morbius, weakened by his debacle at the hands of the speaker of those words, summons his last ounce of strength to croak a disgusted reply. Mad? Hardly. No, my dear Morbius, quite to the contrary. I am a savior. Earth has fallen prey to a creeping cancer called science, that hideous force which has spawned pollution, overcrowding, entropy, and faceless anonymity. Earth's only hope lies in a future of burgeoning sorcery, and I shall be the ruler of that glorious future. Never, madman, not while Morbius still lives. But Daemon sweeps his hands to the skies with dramatic flourish, and Morbius falls, even as his beloved ex-fiancée Martine begins to arise. And to obey the leering man who binds her in sorcerous thrall. Pick him up and prepare yourself for transportation to the mansion of New Order, where he shall be executed in full concordance with the rites of sacrifice. We hover over doom, brother caretakers. The sacrifice of the one called Morbius will enable Daemon to destroy Project Second Genesis. The embryo cylinders have not yet attained peak gestation. We must preserve the necessary time. I concur, brother. The children of the comet must be granted the gift of birth. They are Earth's only hope. The continued existence of humans jeopardizes the very planet itself. Daemon must be stopped before Morbius' released life energy brings the demon hordes to this dimensional plane. But our clonal agents will never reach his mansion in time. Then our course is clear. We must teleport ourselves to Daemon's chamber and confront him in a final strike. Daemon's mansion. Masked adherents to the cult of the New Order watch as the air shimmers, and three figures materialize from nothingness. Place him on the altar of sacrifice, sacrifice. Then a lowly murmured and cadenced chant fills the chamber, and even as Daemon raises the sacrificial blade, the cloned agents of the caretakers swiftly approach. Daemon's mansion, there on the cliff. And thus, demon overlords of hell, in return for your obeisance, I offer you the power of released life energy. I offer you the death of... What? The agents of the caretakers? Thus begins perhaps the most bizarre battle in the entire history of a battle-ravaged planet. Slay them! Damon's hideously masked but human cultists employing archaic weapons of the past versus the caretakers' genetically cloned androids equipped with outrageously effective death-dealing devices of the future. And Damon himself presiding over the savage fray like a maddened maestro conducting a berserk symphony. In the name of the new order, slay them. Then the air shimmers once more, and 3 new figures materialize. Who? Our calculations were in error, brother caretakers. Yes, our agents were in time to abort the sacrifice. The caretakers, but it can't be. Your blasphemous rites of science could never unlock the secrets of arcane teleportation. Silence, evil one. We have come to battle for the earth. We have come for your death. Damon howls in awesome fury, and jagged bolts of psychokinetic energy spurt from his eyes, to be met by the same from the unwavering eyes of the caretakers. 2 battles now rage within the mansion, one a pitched struggle of mental force, and the other a brutal contest of physical violence. Both are hellish to be seen. And through it all, raging hell and swelling chaos, the living vampire called Morbius remains unconscious until... Who? Arise, vampire, I have need of you. Tara, you! But you're dead, I saw you die. You saw only what I wanted you to see, Morbius. What is happening here? The dawn of Armageddon, Morbius. Take my hand and I'll show you. At the firm touch of the girl-child Tara's hand, the air ripples and solidifies miles distant. Here, Morbius, here in the caretaker's hall of embryo tubes and scanner screens, I was born. These pitiful anthropomorphic clusters of life are not the first children of the comet. I am. I was the prototype for the gestating beings in these life cylinders, Morbius. I am genetically superior being, the first child of the caretaker's comet. But I am a being which is flawed, a creation which has backfired, a being which will not ameliorate the conditions of life on Earth, but the only being capable of survival in the chaos towards which Earth is so swiftly heading. You've seen me demonstrate my power before, Morbius, transforming myself into the warrior woman, the woman I will become 10 years hence. But that's only the beginning of the process, a process of aging and maturation, proceeding at 20-year jumps, hurtling me at will to any age I desire, any point of personal evolution and experience, wisdom. A progression of dominoes, youth tumbling into age, acceleration controlled by whim. From the fantasies of childhood to the shattered illusions of wise senility. Life, an endlessly twining Mobius strip of harnessed time, until the metaphysical becomes the grotesquely physical, and death flows into rebirth. Life, a circle in which a child becomes a hag, becomes a child again and again, perpetual reincarnation, Morbius, and perpetual hell. Damon Mansion. Only one battle now fills the ravaged chamber. You are doomed, caretakers. My mind is the stronger. For the horror of physical violence has concluded in complete annihilation for both factions. Mere words, Damon, will not win this day. And so the battle continues, until Damon's eyes grope across the sacrificial altar and... Morbius! He's gone! But that's impossible, unless... Terra, only the girl child could effect his rescue unobserved and unfelt. There is danger then, for only Terra has the power to crush us all. We must put aside our differences and unite in a common cause to resume our conflict once Terra has been extirpated. I agree to the truce, but only until the brat is dead. Thus, the mortal enemies, vanguards of opposing science and sorcery, levitate into the night together. I admit your abilities are awesome, child, but what can you do with them? I can end the world, Morbius, in a twinkling of horror and mass death. Who do you think is responsible for the encroaching Armageddon, for the murderous strife between science and sorcery? Damon, the caretakers? No, Morbius, I'm the one who started it all. I'm the one who has generated hatred and death. You see, Morbius, I'm just like you, a vampire, a psychic vampire which must feed on life to survive. I feed on life energy, Morbius, and I create death. I thrive on death and brutality, violence and chaos, murder and atrocity. These are the forces on which I subsist, and the entire world must die if I am to survive. Terra halts suddenly as the air again swirls in a miasma of mystic vibration, and then, you poor pitiful fools, pawns to a child of your own making. So you finally found the sense to join together again. Again, we've always been mortal enemies, and after your death we'll continue our sworn opposition. Idiots! Can't you see you're the same? Can't you see that I created the schism which divides you, manufactured the divisiveness between you? Can't you see that I deluded you into believing yourselves enemies? Yes, so you would slaughter each other and provide me with the violence and death I need to survive. You lie. No, Damon, face it. You were once a caretaker, just like the other three, until I created your identity as Damon the Sorcerer. And you three are every inch the harbingers of hell that Damon is. You're the same. She lies. Kill her. Your time has passed, girl child. Fools. Pitiful power-mad fools. The embryo cylinders shatter with the sickly sound of breaking eggshells. Psh! A gush of precious life fluid, and the tube's slumbering contents spill forward into a tangle of half-formed limbs to receive the gift of infused life. Murder your fathers, that their daughter of hell might live. Ah! Appalled to the point of revulsion, Morbius lurches forward, bellowing, "Stop it! What are you doing? It's obscene!" And who would know better than you, vampire? Yes, it is obscene, and only you can end it, Morbius. Only a parasite can feed on another parasite. Take my blood, Morbius. End the horror. Now, Morbius, while you can, kill me. I have no desire to live at the cost of rampant and endless death. I'll only die anyway, once I've killed the entire world. Kill me! But he can't. Whatever else, she is just a child. A child, yes, whose blood will be sweet and richly ripe. He succumbs in frenzy. And Terra's death erupts in cataclysm. The walls shudder and split, the ceiling collapses, fire blooms among chaos and ruination, and still Morbius sucks the blood from the child's tender throat, his fangs gouging deeper, his lips pulsing greedily, and he wonders, Does he act to save a world, or merely to slake his depraved thirst? When it is done, he leaves the destroyed place to guide the night winds. It is over. The caretakers, Dame and Terra, the children of the comet, all dead. And the final irony? Terra's synthetic blood had been thin and foul, unsatisfying. He still thirsts and must now hunt real blood until, he wonders, has the entire world been drained? Next, Blood Curse. Nothing exciting ever happened to Ed Wilson. He hated his dull, routine days, but routine has much to recommend it, as Wilson was to learn in A World Gone Mad. You are now entering Creston Gardens. Look at it. Creston Gardens, it's just like my life. Every street the same. If only something different would happen to me. Anything. Originally presented in Adventure into Mystery, number 3. Get up at 7. Get to the office at 9. Keep books. Get home at 7:30. Day after day after day. Ed Wilson shook his fist helplessly. He railed at life, at fate, but his wife would be waiting. Maple Street, home, turn right, walk 30 paces, turn in at the walk. How he hated it. Wilson walked slowly, hopelessly, and then, in one split second, his lethargy was gone. A dog. But we don't own a dog. I must have turned in at the wrong house. No, number 17 Maple Street. This is my house. But where did that ugly brute come from? I'd better go around the back way. Ellen, why is the door locked? Let me in. Wilson pounded, because already alarm was welling within him. Then, who are you? Where is my wife? What are you doing in my house? Your house? This is my house. You're lying. What have you done with Ellen? I never heard of your wife, and this is my house. Get back. Keep away from me. Confusion and panic gripped Wilson. Joe Macy, across the street. We've been neighbors for years. You'll be able to tell me what happened. Joe, open up. No, you're not Joe Macy, but this is his house. I must be losing my mind. Poor man, he must be ill. No, I'm not out of my mind. I've read about things like this, about one world existing within another. That's it, it must be. You're not real, none of you. Somehow I've slipped into your dimension, into your world. There's no other explanation. You all live here in these houses, but in my world I live here. My neighbors live here. He is out of his head. We'd better hold him and call the police. Who would believe a creature out of another dimension? No, you're not going to lock me away. There must be a way back to my own world. Wilson's heels were winged by alarm, but where could he run? Where could he hide? There he is. Don't touch me. You're just shadows. Stay away from me. Well, just have a little talk, huh? Wilson talked. He stumbled over his words. He begged, pleaded, but when he was finished, you don't believe me. You're laughing at me. I'm afraid you're right. Those kids. I thought I'd seen every stunt in the book, but this is a new one. You say you live at 17? Yes, number 17 Maple Street. This street, but there's someone else living there. Him. And what have kids to do with this? I don't understand. I guess you don't know what day this is, do you? Like I said, this stunt is a dilly. The kids must have switched every street sign in this neighborhood. This is Oak Street, but with all the houses in the development looking the same. The cop's grin widened, but to Wilson suddenly it was a beautiful grin. It was so good all at once to be back in his own dull, routine world. Kid sure can pull all kinds of mischief on Halloween. Eh, mister? The end.